I really want to keep this video focused on how I hopefully can help or encourage or support other women who are looking to foster on their own. So this video is about my journey to becoming a single foster parent of 2 little kids. I am working on adopting them, but it has been quite a roller coaster over the last year. I know there are other people out there who are looking at fostering and or adopting, and they're single, and they really are wondering, what is it like to do this on your own? Can I do it? Can I afford it? Can I manage the stress level and likely have a career and all the things that come with it? And the answer is, I think for most people, yes. I'm going to be making more content like this over the next couple of weeks and months, and we'll see how it goes. If you find it helpful, please consider subscribing, share, like, comment, whatever you want to do. You get the drill. Okay, so I am 43 years old. I was married very briefly 10 years ago. That is a completely different YouTube video that I will make. If you're interested, let me know in the comments, because there is some drama and a plot twist in there. But when that fell apart, I definitely took some time to regroup. I was 33 at the time and just thought, okay, I'm not doing that again ever, or at least not for a while. Once I felt like I was at a better place in life with all of that, I started to think about, well, what does it look like for me if I think I want to have children, and there isn't a significant other, there isn't a spouse involved. And I thought, but if that doesn't happen, what are my options? And so I continue to meet with my counselor, and I'm like, let's go through all the options. And I'm going to be really transparent and really honest on this channel, because why else would you watch it if you just think I'm trying to tell you what you want to hear? But I even was like, okay, you know what? I could go have a one-night stand. I could, just find a guy that I'm like, hey, let's have a baby and see where this goes. Or, hey, you want to father a child and you don't have to be involved. But so I put that on the table, but very quickly I'm like, that's not what I want to do. That was like, okay, I could go to a sperm bank. And again, I was just like, that's not the right choice for me. So my counselor very quickly was like, well, how about fostering and adoption? And I was like, nope, that's not for me. And she really was like, well, okay, that's fine, but why, right? My former life, I was a teacher for 17 years, and I just am not sure, after working with children from all walks of life, if I'm equipped to provide a home for children who come from hard places, and that I can give them the love they need, which she immediately was like, that's ridiculous. You absolutely can. But I think really I was talking with fear and insecurity, like, but what if I can't? I'm not here to tell you, you absolutely can do this on your own. If I can do it, you can do it. There are a lot of things to consider about who you are, your personal life, where you're at in your career, your finances, your stress level. All of those things should be taken into consideration. Probably the biggest one would be your support, your community, whether it's your family and your extended family, a church family. It doesn't really matter who they are. It just matters that they exist. Once I was really settled on this is the path I'm going to take, I did 2 things. The first thing I did was I gave myself permission to change my mind. Meaning, as I started my process for getting licensed and doing all the trainings and having the state come in my home, I gave myself permission to say at any point in time, I've changed my mind and I'm not ready yet, or I don't want to do this at all. And I would really encourage you, if you're watching this video and you are single or you're married and you and your partner think that you want to go through something like this, that you guys give yourself permission to change your mind and to push pause or to jump ship altogether. So that would be the first thing. And then the second thing that I did is I shared the news, if you will, with my immediate family. And I was not asking for their permission. I was asking for their support, letting them know so that they could have time to process, but not really necessarily needing their approval. I just wanted them to know, hey, I'm going to start this journey. I don't know what it's going to look like. I don't know when there will be children in my home. I may decide down the road that I don't want to do this. So I actually started the journey to get licensed, and then life happened. I started a new job, which turned into a career, and I worked very hard on building that career. It was almost 12 full months before I picked it back up again. But I knew, again, on my own, I wanted to have as many of my ducks in a row as possible, just to try to set not only myself up for success, but to set any kid or kids who would come through my home to set us all up for success. And for me, that meant not taking on a brand new career, which happened to be in sales. So it was like, get out and hustle every day. And I did not want to take that on while I was trying to build that and have kids come into my home and try to do all this at once. A little bit of information prior to my career is that I was a school teacher, a public education school teacher for 17 years. And when I knew that I wanted to move forward in this direction, I also knew two things. One was I wanted and needed to be able to make more money. And I needed more flexibility because, as you know, if you're a school teacher or are married to one or have one in your family, we don't even have time, teachers, to go to the bathroom during the day. I mean, anything and everything that comes with teaching, I knew 100% that I personally could not manage all of that and be single and give any kid in my home the time and attention and love that they might need, especially because they're coming from hard places. I know there are women out there all over the world who are single mothers and are school teachers, and I tip my hat to you because I don't know how you do it. I really don't. So that was another conscious decision that I made to get out of teaching and into something where I could build wealth and have more flexibility. And all of those things I have in my current career now. And I am so thankful for that. I'm so thankful for that. I did get licensed. And then there was just kind of this like, now what? And it was kind of scary because you just knew at any moment the phone could ring. And that's exactly what happened, but it took 5 months. I was on my way to the gym to a 5 or 5:30 class, because that's what you can do when you're single and you have no kids. You can go to the gym at 5:30 in the evening. And they said, Sarah, this is so-and-so calling with Child Protective Services. We're calling on the case of XYZ. Are you still interested in taking these children? And my whole world stopped. I know exactly where I was in the driveway. I remember what the sky looked like. I remember what the temperature was. I mean, I remember everything. My whole world stopped. This is it. I knew this is the moment when I was going to be a mother to these children for as long as they needed me to be their mother, and that I was going to provide them a home, and that my whole life was going to change. I could get emotional talking about it. Wow. It was so significant. Life is so funny this way, and God, I believe in God. The reason I think it's so funny is because I, as I told you earlier, had been married briefly 10 years ago. Met a guy at the gym and he asked me out and I said, yes, that's fine. On our first date, I was like, here's what I'm doing. I'm getting a license. I don't know when kids will be in my home, but they will be in my home. That was 3 weeks to the day that I got that phone call. So here I am dating this guy. We just started dating and I get this call. He knew, and again, I could make another video about that, but short of the story is he stuck around for a hot minute and then he had to go, and there's some reasons for that. But I just had to laugh. And also in that moment when they said, are you still interested in taking these children? There was not 1 second when I stopped to consider my relationship with this guy. Should I ask him? Should I consult him? Not because I didn't care about him or respect him, but I already told him up front on our first date, like, this is what I'm doing. Just thought, if he's the right one, it's going to work itself out. If you are a single woman watching this and you're thinking, well, what's going to happen to my dating life? I mean, I can't tell you for sure, but the way I look at it now is I have a very niche market of suitors. It is going to take such a unique man, such a strong man. I think it's really sort of freeing, and you really have a desire, or you're a single woman and you really have a desire to be in a relationship or be married, and you're worried that this will affect your dating life, I would encourage you to think through that very carefully, because I would say a lot of these kids, all these kids are coming from hard places. They're very vulnerable and they need your time and attention. And if you think you can kind of balance it all and be like, oh, I'll just leave them with a sitter and I'll still go have my dating life, I can't tell you what to do, but I just felt like I needed to give my full time and attention to these children and not worry about all that, at least for right now. So here they come, these little itty bitty nuggets that they were, and they were so sweet and precious. And I look back now, it's been 14 months and I'm like, oh my gosh, they were so little. What was I doing and how did we survive? We did not become a family overnight. 14 months in, I'm starting to really feel like we are a family. Next video, I will definitely share what that arrival and the first night, what that was really like, because that was just very surreal, just to be like, oh my gosh, there's kids in the next room and they're mine for the foreseeable future. It was so bizarre. So don't give up if you're on this journey. Struggle through it. Let me know how I can help. Make sure to reach out to me if there's anything I can do to encourage you or answer questions. And stay tuned for the next video.